Today I'm going to show you a flip through of our brand new Victorians workbook. So this is the printed copy that you can order directly from Amazon. We also have the PDF downloadable copy in store at the chattyzebracurriculum.com. So this is the Victorians workbook, and it is part of our history workbooks that we are updating from the old design, which was like a journal research type design, to ones that also include the information pages. So it's super exciting. So I will show you now what is inside. So you have a colouring page, and then here you can see we have the information pages, and then there is research and record sheets. So you could carry on researching it of using YouTube and books, or you can use the information provided here to answer the questions. So we have a bit about Queen Victoria, Prince Albert, Victorian Christmases, the British Empire, and looking at how that impacted others around the world. So we're looking at India and the British Raj period, and also the not great things about the empire, like how it actually impacted people living in the countries that we basically occupied. So it's giving the kids a realistic view of the empire and what the consequences were of it. So looking at David Livingstone and exploring, and then the Zulu uprising and what led to it. A film review, and then going back to England and looking at the Industrial Revolution and how that impacted life in Britain. And then the Great Exhibition, daily life in the Victorian era, and comparing for poor people and rich people what daily life was like. Then looking at workhouses, and there's a journal page and a film review page there. Then looking at Victorian children jobs, chimney sweeps, Victorian schools, Victorian toys and games, and then some chances to try out some Victorian games and toys, and then review what you think of them. Zoetropes, and then some crafts activities, the Victorian toys, and then create your own toy. So a lot of, especially the poorer children, they would have made their toys. So it's a chance for our kids to look at like junk modelling materials or materials they have and think about how they would create a like usable toy using those materials. And then comparing life for men and women in Victorian era, the fashion, corsets. And then this is a cut and stick, so they can decorate the different clothing elements here and then like put them on in the layer they would go. And then this is a cut and stick for the laundry process here. So it's about the information here. Oh, sorry. The information here says about it, and then they can order it here. And then looking at food, and then there's some baking recipes. Then we're looking at urban life and homes, servants, William Morris and art, and then pinhole cameras and a chance to create your own pinhole cameras, and then just looking at the science behind it. And then we have the silhouette portraits and inventions, transport, the railways, and researching steam engines, how they work, looking at art around it. So this is a Victorian painting based upon the Great Western Railway. And then they have a chance to create their own artwork. Then looking at Brunel and Darwin. I haven't gone into evolution in this workbook because it is already over 200 pages, but I I'm planning to redo the prehistory workbook, and I will probably include the evolution in there as well. So if you did want to link it up to the evolution, that will be coming soon. Policemen and Victorian prisons, the Australian convict colony, the Irish potato famine, the Crimean War, and then the Charge of the Light Brigade poem, and then they can like illustrate it and record their favourite part of the poem. Florence Nightingale and Mary Seacole, healthcare in Victorian era, and then politics and the People's Charter, and then we have the time travel journal, timeline, and the book report. So we have got other books that we suggested, but this is if there's a book that they've read about the Victorian era that they can write their own report for. And then the film review and a timeline card. And then we also have a book study. So this is Street Child. It is by Berlie Doherty, and it is a really good book. She writes really well. She makes it come alive. It's first person perspective, so it feels like you are living it, and she touches upon the realities of life for children in the Victorian era, and it's actually based, at the end you'll find out, it's actually based on a true story, and it's linked in with Bernardo. So at the very end of this book study is a section on Thomas Bernardo and information on him. So with the book studies, what we do, we tend to read a chapter, and then we do the copy work. So this is looking at how, like, where they can practice their handwriting, looking at punctuation, looking at the grammar used, and then they can illustrate a part of the chapter here if they wish. And then there's some test your knowledge questions. So some of them also have character studies for the chapters, and some of the chapters also have debate questions. So it's sort of looking at the spelling and grammar and language arts and handwriting and reading comprehension and other literacy based knowledge. So it just gets them thinking about it, thinking more deeply about the stories as well, and connecting with the stories a bit more than they would if they are just listening to it. So in the whole workbook you have history, you've got geography, art, there's cooking as well, and the literacy language arts. So it's very multi-curricular. We have just about finished the Egyptians, and what we do our general English and maths and reading, but then we take one of these topics and work for it, because I find it covers everything throughout the workbook. It covers every different subjects and stuff, so it really helps, and they really enjoy it. And my daughter's so excited to start this one. Oh yeah, and then we got the certificate at the end, so that they feel like they've completed something and they've got an award for having got the work done. Yeah, I said to my daughter that we're hoping to do the Tudors next month, which will be coming soon, and she said, oh well, can I start this on my own? And I was like, oh of course you can. I'm never going to say no, you can't do learning. So yeah, the children, it's got a thumbs up for my kids and my friends' kids, so hopefully you'll like it too. Okay, well, let me know what you think and catch up soon. Bye.